that. Excellent. Okay, well, thank you everybody for being here. Again, this is the first day of school. I am recording this webinar. As you know, the students in the Virtual Learning Academy program, Wednesdays is asynchronous. So today, your attendance will be counted for being in this meeting. I do want to first start off with introductions. I want to introduce myself. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the principal from the Virtual Learning Academy program. And I've been in the district for quite a while. This is 24 years for me in the district. My previous job was 7 years over at Boynton High School, and I did oversee the Independent Studies program for the last 7 years. I have panelists here with me. I want to introduce Erin Reyes. She is a counselor for the Virtual Learning Academy, not only for the Virtual Learning Academy, but she's also overseeing several programs. So Ms. Reyes, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Erin Reyes, and I am the school counselor. I do oversee a few programs. So I'm the school counselor for Virtual Learning Academy, Middle College, College Advantage, and SVCTE. This will be my 8th year as a counselor, but my 1st year in the district.
Thank you, Ms. Reyes. And then Ms. Cunningham is our English teacher. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angela Cunningham, and this is my 15th year in the district. I taught for 9 years at Branham High School, and I just finished 5 wonderful years, at Boynton High School. And so I love teaching. It's the job that I've wanted since I was 15 years old, and now I have it. So this is my dream job. I live in Oakland with my husband, my dog, and my cat, and I'm very excited to be working with you. You'll learn a lot more about me in your English classes because I teach almost all of them.
Thank you, Mr. Mcgowan.
Hey, my name's John Mcgowan, and I will be your math teacher this year. As I'm teaching all math classes, I'll see many of you. I've been teaching for 15 years. I just did 8 years at Prospect. Kind of miss that place. Since we're doing intros, I have one wife, no kids, no pets, but I have a nice garden. And I have a huge Minecraft castle that I built under the water. If you know what I'm talking about, you can hit me up on that later. I will do my best to get you through virtual learning since we may or may not have enough time to go through everything. I will be chasing down people who get behind immediately. I will start asking you directly to talk to me and ask why you're not doing your assignments. So other than that, one thing we may have trouble with is forming community because we're all online. So we have office hours for math 4 days a week. I want to open that up to everybody, not just the people in my sections. If you are studying math online or asynchronous, you are welcome to drop into my office hours and I'll help you with whatever you're working on.
Great, thank you so much. So again, teachers, if you want to stay, you're more than welcome to stay to hear all of the information. So thank you so much for the introduction, students. It looks like most of you are here. I'm at 133 participants, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward. It looks like maybe my slides got out of order because I just added some housekeeping information. So incomplete registrations, I still see that I have incomplete registrations. So some families still need to fill out the registration information. Ms. McCarthy has been sending out emails to families. We need this done as soon as possible. This actually needed to be done before today, but families, please look for those emails from Ms. McCarthy. You may just have 1 or 2 items missing. And also students with an IEP need to respond to Ms. Mohan to sign the IEP. So this is critical. We actually only have 5 families who she still has not been able to get the signatures from. And the important piece about this is that students with an IEP must sign that IEP before they can start in the VLA program. So these are 2 critical things that need to happen in order to participate in the VLA program. Also, just students who applied in the last 3 days, please know that Ms. Reyes is working on schedules, and please respond to her emails. So my program has more than doubled. Last week, I was at a little over 70. As of this morning, I am at 143. So we are working tirelessly to get everybody's schedules together. So please be patient. One thing I do want to stress is the importance of staying organized and checking your email. Since this is a virtual learning academy program, everything will be done virtually. All of the communication will be done through email. So students, it is critical that you stay organized, that you clean out your inbox, and that you get rid of emails that you no longer need, because it will get overwhelming. We are going to be sending you emails because that will be our form of communication. So not only through email, but also through Parent Square. So please, please keep your inbox organized, get rid of emails. Teachers will be scheduling weekly check-ins through emails. So math and English. So Mr. Mcgowan and Ms. Cunningham are two full-time teachers for the Virtual Learning Academy program. The rest or majority of the teachers that you will have will be only meeting with students once a week. So this is critical. Students, you need to be able to check your emails to schedule those weekly check-ins. Chromebooks. So I had questions about Chromebooks. Students will use their school issued Chromebook. As I've been saying, this is a program, therefore it's not a school. So all of you are still enrolled in your homeschool. You still belong to your homeschool. And as such, it's the homeschools that have all of the materials. So if you don't have a Chromebook, for example, students who are freshmen and are new to the district, you need to go to your homeschool and pick up a Chromebook. I don't have any Chromebooks to issue. The Chromebooks would be coming from your homeschool. Students experiencing technology issues can call the tech hotline number. You can take a screenshot so you have that number with you. I am also recording this webinar, as well as I will provide you with a copy of this PowerPoint as well. Student IDs. I've also been getting questions about student IDs. Again, students need to go to their homeschool to take care of their ID. I know a lot of you, the majority of you, did go to your school during orientation and get your photo ID. If you haven't done that and you would like a photo ID from your homeschool, please contact your homeschool and ask them when they will have a makeup picture day. And usually they have it within the next couple of weeks, but the student IDs, again, will also come from your homeschool. And of course, that was all info that I added right at the last minute, housekeeping though. So we already did introductions. So let's move on. So cameras, students have been asking about cameras, and part of this program is that it is voluntary. So students are selecting to come into this program. And really, we want to create a community where students get to know each other, especially since students have not had an opportunity for that peer interaction. So we are asking that students have their cameras on during these synchronous classes. So when you're with Ms. Cunningham, when you're with Mr. Mcgowan, when you're with a couple of other teachers who will be teaching live. So it's critical to build that community. It's critical to build those relationships. And again, the Virtual Learning Academy program is an option. It is not mandatory. So all of you are selecting to do your schooling this year through this format. I want to explain synchronous versus asynchronous, because we are now using that terminology all the time, and sometimes it can get confusing, and sometimes I get it confused myself. So I really want to talk about what that means. So when we refer to synchronous, it means that you will be attending a scheduled class. So the way I have put it in your schedules is students who have periods 1 through 6 on their schedule. It means that your class is synchronous, meaning that you are going to attend at a specific time and a specific period. And I guess I should say specific day, because we are going to be doing the A day, B day rotating schedule. And I will share that all with you. So periods 1 through 6, and I know that some of you had a hard time getting your schedules in the afternoon, and there was a glitch in the system where we had to fix. So all of you should have access to your schedules. I will walk you through how to access your schedules as well. But when you look at your schedule, periods 1 through 6, if that is on your schedule, and on it means that you will have a class that is synchronous, meaning that you're going to attend, teachers will be taking attendance. Asynchronous means that you are working on your own. It means that you will log into your class, and students will be logging into Canvas to get the materials they need for their classes. Teachers will do a weekly check-in with students. So the classes that are going to be asynchronous are indicated as period 7 through 9. And again, we'll go over the details about your class periods. But asynchronous means that you are working on your own. Asynchronous means that you are logging in on your own. You are keeping a schedule for yourself. Again, this is our independent studies program. So the Virtual Learning Academy program is our independent studies program where students will be working on their own independently with weekly check-ins, except for the classes that are synchronous that you will be taking with Mr. Mcgowan and Ms. Cunningham and a couple of other teachers. Okay, so this, I want to walk you through how to access your schedule on Aries. So if you weren't able to get your schedule on Aries, you just have to go through. You can go, everything really is on the district website under student resources. So I'm going to click on there. The icon that you want to see is this right here, Aries. It's going to ask you for your email. So your email is your student ID. It's your student ID, and it's at my.cuhsd.org. Okay, so you're going to put your student ID in front of here. So this is how you're going to access your account. Now, if you forgot your account, because some of you, of course, have not logged in since the spring of last year, you can go ahead and click on Forgot My Password, and then they're going to send an email verification. So that's how you can go back. You can get your schedule. Ms. Reyes will also have office hours to get help. So we will do our best to make sure that you get your schedule, but everything is going to be online. Everything you have to access through your Aries portal. And so again, your Aries portal is the same ID, the same email, your student email, and the same password that you use to log into your Chromebook. So all of the passwords are the same in terms of you logging in to your Aries portal and your Chromebook. Let's see, I want to talk about class updates. Art 1 will start next week. We just hired a teacher and she will be starting next week. There is a bit of a change for the art class in that it's from 10:35 to 11:50 on B days. So students who are enrolled in this art class, we will send you a reminder. So we will have to make a bit of an adjustment to our schedule. So Art 1 is from 10:35 to 11:50. And again, I'm going to share this presentation with all of you. But students, the few students who are in that class, Please note that that class is on B days from 10:35 to 11:50. Now, biology, Spanish 1, Spanish 2, all three of those classes will be taken through Odysseyware Academy. And what that means is you will do this asynchronous, and you will log into Odysseyware Academy and take your classes. If those are the three classes that you are enrolled in, it will be a teacher in the cloud. So there will be a teacher assigned to those courses. Chemistry will also be taken through Odysseyware with weekly check-ins with a CUHSD teacher. So again, students will log in to Odysseyware, and I will show you where to log in to Odysseyware to access your classes. We are still working on registering students in these Odysseyware classes. We have had a tremendous amount of students adding and dropping these classes. So today we will work on making sure that everybody who now is in the program gets enrolled in the appropriate classes for Odysseyware. Master schedule changes may have affected your student's schedule based on the conversation of course selections with Ms. Reyes. So again, Ms. Reyes has been emailing students about elective courses that they want to take. I am currently working on hiring 2 more elective teachers. So you will have an opportunity to take two other elective classes, but I'm working on that right now. So Odysseyware electives. So how to log in, and it's really the same thing. It is also a single sign-on. So again, once you are logged into your Gmail, then you don't have a different password for Odysseyware. It is just a single sign-on, and I'm going to show you. And I'm going to my.cuhsd.org. You can access your Odysseyware classes. And it would be right here, Odysseyware. I'm going to go ahead and click on there just so you can see. As you can see, it's a single sign-on. As long as you are signed in with Google, you're going to be able to sign in. So even I don't need an extra sign-in. It's a single sign-in for me as it would be for you. So when you log in, it's going to say welcome and have your name on there. So this is for students who are taking an Odysseyware course. The Odysseyware courses are listed under 8th period. So the Odysseyware courses are listed under 8th period. And again, we'll give you more information will be on your schedule. The Odysseyware courses, again, these courses are courses that students will work at their own pace, and they will work asynchronously. I know students have asked me, is it possible for students to finish a class early? And with the Odysseyware classes, it is absolutely possible for students to finish a course, because early it's at your own pace. So if you're working along and you finish that course early, say you finish, it's possible for you to finish the course mid-November or early November. It's really up to the student and how quickly they're going through the material and the course. Okay, so Odysseyware Academy classes. This is where students are going to be taking their AP classes. And the Odysseyware Academy is a little different in that there are teachers assigned, what we refer to as teacher in the cloud. So students will have a teacher assigned for their AP classes through Odysseyware Academy. I know I have a couple of you who have also requested different courses. We have placed those, they are only available in the Odysseyware Academy. So the sign-in is the same as I showed you, but for the Odysseyware Academy, it is this icon and it says Odysseyware Academy. So students would log in here to Odysseyware Academy. And again, I have had several ads, several drops, so we are still working on registering students. For the Odysseyware Academy, we do have to purchase the license for every single course, for every single student. And so I have had so many students ad drop. I just had about 5 students drop this morning. So we are still working on signing students up for these classes because we do need to purchase a class for every single student. Students who require materials for these classes, the district will also purchase all of these materials. And just students need to make sure that they communicate with their assigned teacher. Students will be assigned a teacher in the cloud. So not a teacher from Campbell Union High School District, but a teacher in the cloud that will help with these courses as well. So let's talk about Canvas. And I know this is a lot of information, students. Please be patient and put your questions in the Q&A. I believe Ms. Reyes is working on the Q&A as well. I'm not sure if she's answering your questions now, but we will work on that at the end of the presentation. So Canvas will be used by all 5 schools. And what this means for you is that that's where you will get all of your material, all of your information for your asynchronous classes. So teachers will post work through Canvas starting on Thursday, so that being tomorrow. Students will also submit their work through Canvas. So all of the schools except, I believe, Del Mar used Canvas last year. So the majority of you should have familiarity with Canvas because you used it last year. So even teachers and students who will be on campus will be using Canvas. So we all will be using Canvas throughout the district. And of course, through Canvas, that's where you will see your classes, Zoom link meetings. So Mr. Mcgowan, Ms. Cunningham, and the other couple of teachers that will teach synchronously will have their Zoom links through Canvas. You can check your grades, you can email your teachers through Canvas. So Canvas is the platform that we will again be using this year. So I'm going to go over the course schedule. And again, students, I will provide this presentation for you, so you will have the links. So this is what our schedule looks like. And as I said earlier, with the synchronous classes, they are all 1 through 6. So period 1, if you have period 1 on your schedule, that means it's synchronous and you would have to attend from 8:30 to 9:45. And it depends on so period 1 is always going to be an A day. So period 1, 2, 3 will always be an A day. Period 4, 5, 6 will always be a B day. And these courses, as I said, when you look on your schedule, if you see 1 through 6, it means that you will be attending a course, synchronous. So you will be attending, for example, if you see you have second period English. That means you will need to attend that second period class from 10 to 11:15. We will be rotating the A day, B day. The minutes are 75. So the courses are 75 minutes. However, the last 20 minutes of class may be utilized for small group targeted academic support. So that will be up to your teacher to decide when that targeted academic support needs to take place. But the total minutes for a course that is synchronous is 75 minutes. I have put in office hours. So you have office hours 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 11:15 to 12 o'clock. So this is when you can contact Mr. Mcgowan, Ms. Cunningham, your synchronous teachers. And of course, this is where you can get live interaction with your teachers. However, they are available through email. And again, most of the communication will come through email. The office hours are optional. So the teachers will be available for you to attend office hours, or a teacher may direct you to office hours if you're not turning in your work, or you have questions, or you need extra assistance. They may point you to the office hours. Now, Wednesday is an asynchronous day. So that means that you are not physically attending, well, you're not attending the 1 through 6 on Wednesday. We will still rotate the Wednesdays, the AB with the regular district schedule, but you're not going to attend 1 through 6. But what will happen on Wednesday is that you will be working on your work given to you from your A day, B day classes, or you will be working on Odysseyware. So this is an opportunity for you to be doing your work, for you to make sure that you are staying on top of your asynchronous classes, because you're not seeing those teachers 2 to 3 times a week. You're only seeing them once a week. Wednesday, the teachers that I have teaching asynchronously are teachers through the district. So they have a full schedule at their home school. So they will be reaching out to you via email to set up those weekly check-ins. So it's critical that you respond to the teachers, because they also have to set their schedule. But Wednesday, you will not attend any synchronous classes. I'm going to show you the AB calendar. Now, all of you are familiar with rotating the AB schedule. So this calendar right here is going to be critical. So you have to make sure that you follow this calendar to make sure that you are attending your classes that are synchronous. Today is the first day of school, and it's an A day. So that means that tomorrow will be a B day. When you attend your synchronous classes, when you look at your schedule, you will have to attend 4, 5, 6 if they are on your schedule. So tomorrow will be a B day, and that would be 4, 5, 6. Friday is going to be an A day. So that's when you would attend 1, 2, 3. And again, everybody's schedule is unique. Everybody's schedule is different. So you need to look at your schedule to see if you have any classes on listed as 1 through 6. In your schedule, I also put async and sync as the room number to help you remember whether it's synchronous or asynchronous. But I know this is a lot of information, and it's a new program. So we know we will be patient, but make sure you are well acquainted with this calendar. And the reason we're rotating to the AB calendar, I've had students and families ask, is because I have teachers from the district who are rotating in the AB calendar who will also be teaching a class asynchronously with me or synchronously. So in order to make sure that I had teachers who could also pick up a section for me, we went to the AB rotating schedule, because on their day, school days, they are teaching at their home school as well as picking up a class with us here. So again, this calendar is critical. I will share this presentation with all of you as soon as the webinar is over. I will be sending this through your student email, just like the reminders I sent last night. I will be sending this through your student email. So this is another calendar that I thought maybe would be helpful in terms of the A day, B day. And remember down here, Wednesday, it's student outreach or the subject work. So your classes that are asynchronous. So Wednesday is the day for you to just work independently. For the majority of you, you will be working independently because most of your classes are asynchronous. So this Wednesday is critical for students to stay organized and stay on top of their work. But this is another just sample of the A day, B day course schedule that may be easier for students to see and understand. But remember, students, period 1 through 6 that is listed on your schedule means that you will be attending a class, and of course, attendance will be taken. So we do have tutoring support available. The district just partnered up with a company called Paper, and this is actually pretty exciting. This is going to be available for all students throughout our district, and students will have unlimited 24/7 one-to-one tutoring. So that was really exciting because, of course, sometimes we offer the homework center after school, but students are just tired and they're not in that frame of mind to do more work after they've been doing that all day. This tutoring service will allow 24/7 support. So when students are maybe doing their work at 7 at night or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever it may be, there will be a tutor available. So this is exciting, and this is going to be offered for all of our students, not only the Virtual Learning Academy students, but even students in the comprehensive high school. So the other nice thing that Paper provides is help with essay review. So students can get help when they're writing their essays. So I will provide you with more information. I actually have a meeting this week to get more information about how students are going to be utilizing this service. But I do want to make sure that students know that tutoring support will be available not only from our teachers, but also through this tutoring service called Paper. And we will be rolling out this information early next week in terms of how to access this service. Okay, so school materials in books. Teachers will be providing me a list of books that students will need to pick up. And again, I'm a program, so we are a program, but we don't have a physical site where we could distribute any supplies. So all of the books that you need, if they are being used district-wide, will be collected from your home school. And again, almost everything is online. Some of you may not even have a book because everything is done online. Everything is done through Canvas. So I will let students know when and if they have to pick up a book, but I am getting a list from the teachers to see what books students will need. But again, all of the information that you will need in terms of online will be on Canvas, but students who need books, I will definitely relay that information to you. Okay, so this is one that is critical for students to understand about the computer searches. So students are issued a district Chromebook. And I had to call several families last year. It's so important for students to understand that they cannot search any inappropriate sites while they are on our school issued computer. So this computer, we are loaning it to you. So I want to be very transparent from the very beginning with students and families. The school is notified when students are logging into inappropriate sites or searching something questionable or concerning. So guns, drugs, self-harm, just anything that isn't appropriate, I will receive an alert and I will get the notification of what students were searching. So then that means I will make contact with the families and ask about these searches. So it's so important for students and families to understand that the district issued Chromebook is for school purposes only. Do not search any inappropriate websites, or I will be having a conversation with families. And since we were doing distance learning last year, I made several phone calls to students and families about inappropriate searches. All right, so now we're down to attendance expectations. Students are expected to attend their scheduled classes, and I'm talking about the synchronous classes. So those classes that are on your schedule as 1 through 6, and the synchronous classes are English, math, PE, chemistry, and Art 1. So if you have 1 through 6 scheduled on your class schedule, it means it's a synchronous class and attendance will be taken by the teacher. And students not in attendance, of course, will be marked absent. So it's very important. We only have a couple of classes, as you can see, that are synchronous. So please make sure that you are present for those classes. Students working asynchronously will again have a weekly check-in with their teachers. So teachers will start scheduling those weekly check-ins with students. So please make sure that you respond to the teachers, and because teachers will also mark your attendance once they check in with you and once you have submitted work. So it's important for students to communicate with their teachers. So through this virtual learning academy, it is so important for students to respond in a timely manner and of course check their email daily, and I would even say a couple of times a day, because that's the only way we are communicating. So a signed contract is required. Students who are participating in the VLA program must sign a contract to be enrolled in the program. So because this is a new program in terms of the amount of students that we're servicing for our district, we have we have some leeway in terms of getting those contracts signed. So Ms. Reyes and I will be working on getting the contract out to our families and making sure they sign. About June, at the end of June, when students had originally applied for this program, we were asking for students to commit for an entire year. However, legislation has changed that those requirements have changed. So we will now have to draft a different contract to make sure that we have all of the requirements that came out in this new legislation. So please know that Ms. Reyes and I will be getting those contracts ready, and we'll be asking for student and parent signatures. So I was returning to in-person learning. So this is this is a change that was passed through new legislation, and that was mid-July, that students do have the ability to return to their home school if they choose to do so. So originally, when we started the Virtual Learning Academy program, again, we were asking for a one-year commitment. However, with new legislation, it is now allowing students to return to their school if they wish to do so at the semester. So families would just need to request a meeting with myself or with Ms. Reyes to return back to in-person learning. So again, I had families who were worried about making that year-long commitment. That is no longer the case. Students can return in the spring if they choose to do so. The only requirement is that students contact me or contact Ms. Reyes so we can have a meeting and talk about what that transition back to in-person would look like. I do have an academic integrity behavior that I would like all students to sign, but I will push this out. For now, I just want you to take a look at it. I will push this out through Parent Square. So I wanted to get the school year started. But I do want students to know that we do have an academic integrity agreement that we want them to sign. So it's, basically talking about plagiarism, especially since students are staying with online learning. So it's really important for students to to understand that piece and really get an understanding of what plagiarism means, what cheating means, what forgery means. So, you know, copying or sharing assignments. So I will send this out through Parent Square early next week. We also have behavioral guidelines, and this is stuff that I've covered. You know, students need to show up to class on time. One of the most important things is that students need to be self-starters and be able to work independently, because this program will require students to be organized and organize their time. But I will send this out, and again, this presentation will be available for all students as soon as I can email it after this webinar. But please know that we have behavioral guidelines as well as academic integrity agreement that we would like students to take a look at and sign. And this should not be any different than what the expectations were when you were doing distance learning last year. Okay, so participating in school activities. This was another good question that families were asking me about. And as I continue to say, and I probably said this many times during this presentation, the Virtual Learning Academy program is not a school. Therefore, students are still allowed to participate in any activities from their home school. So that was part of the legislation that passed. Students can participate in any school activities. Students are allowed to participate in sports. Students are allowed to attend dances or other school events. Students can, the one thing I do want to stress, when I did the Q&A maybe 2 weeks ago, students were asking if they can go to their homeschool during lunch to have lunch with their friends. And that is a strong no. Students cannot go to their homeschool to have lunch or go on campus during lunch. The only exception is if students are participating in a club that meets at a specific day during lunch, then students may report to the main office and get a pass to go ahead and go to that club or that activity. However, students are not allowed to go on campus if there isn't a specific reason. After school activities, absolutely. After school sports, absolutely. Not during lunch. And that has always been our policy since I've been in the district for 24 years, that students can't go to to campuses during lunch. So diploma graduation, I know families were also asking about this, and students will receive a diploma from their home school. So the Virtual Learning Academy is a program, so students will still, the homeschool will order those diplomas, and of course we will facilitate that process, but students will get a diploma from their home school. Students may participate in their home school's graduation ceremony. So the Virtual Learning Academy will not be a separate graduation ceremony. All of you will participate in your homeschool ceremony. So that was another question that I had from parents and students, where they would graduate from, and the graduation where you would participate in the ceremony would be from your homeschool. So this is important. Students can still receive a meal from school. So this year for 21-22, every single student will have a meal available to them. And I'm talking about every single student who is returning to school in person. So there is no application required. There are no there are no eligibility requirements. What we are doing for our Virtual Learning Academy students is that we will have a 5-day meal backpack available to any students who would like a meal, since we're not returning to school. The only requirement is that you fill out an enrollment form. That enrollment form will be sent out through K-12. That will be done through Food Services Department. Pickups will be on Wednesdays, since that is our asynchronous day. Students will pick up the backpack from their home school, and we are looking at an 8 to 10 a.m. Students would need to drop off their backpack and just basically swap out one backpack for the other. And I just want to stress that this service is only available to students participating in the Virtual Learning Academy. And of course, this is an optional service. You know, not everybody needs to do it, but it is optional, especially since every student in our district will receive a meal if they choose to get one. So if you are interested in participating in the 5-day meal backpack, just make sure you respond to the K-12 form. And it's just a basic form, basic information that we're getting just to get this program organized and running for next week. Schedule changes, Miss Reyes. Well, you know, I want to thank all of you for listening. I know it was long. What time is it? And thank you for hanging in there. We probably won't go till 11, but I'm going to probably give a 5-minute break before we come back and do Q&A. But for now, I am going to put myself on mute and Miss Reyes will take over.
Thank you, Ms. Tovar. Hi, everyone. Just have a few more things to share with you, especially with what my role is as a school counselor. And I want to thank you all for your patience. I have been in communication with almost every single one of you. And if not, I'm still working on schedules. As you know, or as you have figured out, we may not necessarily offer a lot of the electives you may have selected at your home school. And so I've been in communication with families, asking the student, what would you like to take instead as an elective? So I understand there's questions. A number of you may have an elective called, it may be listed as general elective in your schedule, and you're probably wondering what that was. So what I'm going to do this morning, shortly after this, I'm going to hold a Zoom office hour session. Unfortunately, my phone is not working right now. The joys of getting started in a new district and just kind of, getting situated. So if we can just kind of keep this slide for another 30 seconds or so, I'd like for you all to take down that information if you have questions regarding your schedule. If there's things that we need to figure out still, please join. It will be from 11:30 to 1. And the meeting ID is there, the passcode is there. I'm going to work with as many families as I can during that time. So I ask for your patience. I'll have everyone just in the waiting room, and I'm going to meet with each student and family one at a time. Now, if you, again, looking at your schedule and you're realizing, where's my elective? I only see general elective. We do have a course list. It's a PDF. If that's all you need, then I would advise you to just email me at ereyes@cuhsd.org so I can send you the PDF of our Odysseyware electives, and then you can take the time, review it with your family to decide on what elective to choose from, and then just send that over to me. And then one final thing, if you are a senior and you have 5 classes, and this could be something you've had kind of already set up with your homeschool counselor from last year when you were doing course selection. If you requested to reduce your schedule to 5 classes, you may have already filled out that pupil reduced schedule form. I'm requesting if you can just send that over to me as well, so I have that documented, so we are all squared away. So yeah. So if we can just pause for a quick second, Ms. Tovar, I just want to make sure everyone has that link if they want to meet with me during my office hours at 11:30. Okay, can we go to the next slide, please? All right, and then just some more general information and how I'm here to support your student. I am a school counselor, so I do support students academically, personally, socially, and also assisting them with college and career counseling. So I pretty much provide the same services as your homeschool counselor, but our meetings will be virtual. So just be on the lookout for that. For any academic concerns, if you need additional support with that, we can have a meeting and just kind of talk through that. If there's anything related to college, especially if maybe you're a senior getting ready to apply for college, that whole process, we will calendar things out, events out, so that you can get information on the whole college application process, financial aid process, and just assistance through that whole process. And then using other apps like Naviance to help with just exploring your interests, your strengths, and figuring out what it is that you like to do. What are you good at, and kind of tying that into career fields out there. So just starting that career exploration, and then tying that into possible colleges if that is in your plan after high school. So again, I am additional support. Since we're a program, you will still have access to your home school counselor as well. So any events that they host at their home school, like any other events, college fairs, things like that, you will still have access to that. So yeah, and then as I mentioned before, I am also the counselor for other programs. So I will be providing my office hours soon as I'm getting everything squared away. But as of right now, since also my phone isn't quite working, just best way to contact me is through email. Okay, thank you. And then last but not least, just another resource that we are offering, and this is something we offer throughout our district as well. If you are interested in more regular mental health services, support, and meeting with somebody a little more regularly for any, for a wide range of topics, you may reach out to me for that. I'd be more than happy to send a referral and just provide those services for you.
Thank you, Ms. Reyes. We have still a couple of Q&As. Ms. Reyes has had the opportunity to answer some of the questions already. So we will answer, it looks like we have maybe about 14 questions left. So we're going to go through that. And then I, of course, will go ahead and release you. And again, please be patient. We are working on getting the schedules together, answering any questions. We will be working on that all afternoon. So email is best instead of voicemail at this point in time. And then we're getting duplicates. We're getting 2 voicemail messages and 2 emails. So we're really trying to get back to everybody. But let's go ahead and proceed with the Q&A.
Okay, I'll read the first question. When I look on Canvas, I see 2 of the same classes for 2 different subjects with different teachers. Is it supposed to be like that?
I'm not understanding the question. So for Canvas students, it's very important. Remember that the teachers are teaching their own classes at their home site. And so when you look on Canvas, what you want to look for is Virtual Learning Academy or VLA, because the teachers have your class is within their Canvas at their home site. And I have teachers who are teaching from all 5 different schools in the Virtual Learning Academy program. So for example, if I have a teacher teaching at a full-time teacher at Lee, but also picking up a class for Virtual Learning Academy program, you may see the other subjects he's teaching, but what you want to look at in Canvas is Virtual Learning Academy class, VLA. So we've gone to using VLA as well to shorten it. So but again, Ms. Reyes will have office hours. You can come in and we can troubleshoot. You can send me an email and I can help as well. So go ahead, Ms. Reyes, next question.
Okay, there's a question about how to log into a Chromebook.
So your Chromebook login is, it's your student ID. It's your student ID and the email is at my.cuhsd.org. And if it's your very first time logging in, you may need help getting it registered, but you can put forgot your password and you'll get a temporary password. But if you're still struggling with that, please contact Technology Tech Services. Let me give you that phone number because they will help you log in. And sometimes students, I know that it's been a full summer and we haven't necessarily logged in, but the Technology Services number is 408-558-3080, and they will certainly help you get logged into Chromebook. Thank you.
Okay, does grading curriculum change based on our class?
So the curriculum will be the same. So it will have the same level of rigor. The grading will be exactly the same. We will follow the same model that our comprehensive schools follow, which is 6-week progress report, a 12-week progress report, and of course, final grades at the semester. So grading will stay exactly the same. And I know in previous conversation that I had with parents, we are issuing out letter grades. So that was also a question. But our grading policies, everything is exactly the same as a comprehensive high schools. Again, we are still part of the district. We are just a program within the district.
Okay, and then someone, I think it's a parent, can see the courses on Parent Square, but they're not visible on Aries. How do they check it on Aries?
If they, and it may have to do with initializing attendance because we technically aren't starting until tomorrow because of course Wednesday is asynchronous. I can just send an email and we can just make sure that those classes are also on Aries. But the attendance just got initialized, meaning that the courses will be showing up on Aries, but that happened last night. So it may just take a day to update, but by tomorrow, as long as parents can see the classes or students can see their classes and they follow their classes, the most important part is that they attend their synchronous classes. So if they see 4, 5, 6, that's tomorrow's classes for a B day. So that's really the critical component. And of course, we are working today and tomorrow to get things squared away. But that's the only thing. I do not want students to miss their synchronous class 4, 5, 6 if it is listed on their schedule. The asynchronous classes, it's not classes that they're necessarily going to attend tomorrow. It's classes that they can start working on at home tomorrow on their own.
Okay, and this question is about Odysseyware Courses. Would you be able to take the next level class and get credits for it if you finished the Odysseyware course?
Yes, absolutely. So that is the advantage of taking an Odysseyware course, is that students could work at their own pace. So it is possible for students to finish a course and then move on to the second semester. Absolutely. We are not putting any restrictions on students advancing if they choose to do so. So that is absolutely fine. And we are able to do that because we are working virtually. So that's not an issue at all. If you can finish the course early and enroll into the second semester course, absolutely.
Okay, and I just want to follow up on that. I'm not sure if this is what the student is asking, but let's say, for example, they completed a math class through Odysseyware and they wanted to take the next level class, they would traditionally be enrolled in the next school year. Can they advance
I will allow that as long as they stay in the program. So that is the catch, students, that I maybe didn't make clear, is that these Odysseyware classes are tied to teachers in the Virtual Learning Academy program. So if you change your mind and want to go back to school in person, then that's going to be an issue, because my teachers are servicing students in the Virtual Learning Academy program. So that's just another thing we need to keep in mind. So you need to either be in the Virtual Learning Academy program, or you need to be back in person. So that's why we will have to have a meeting and see how that will work. But yes, if you want to do that, as long as you're in the Virtual Learning Academy program, you may do so.
Okay. Do we still need to check in with the teacher during Wednesdays?
So the check-in, remember, Wednesday is asynchronous. However, most of the courses students are taking are asynchronous. So I have some teachers who would like to meet with students on Wednesdays, but I made it clear that it has to be something that students and the teacher works out. So for example, I may have a teacher who is teaching at another site and may have a prep period Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday morning. They may want to do their weekly check-in on a Wednesday with the students. So again, the Wednesday really was created to allow that flexibility where students weren't in classes synchronously. So yes, there may be some teachers who want to check in with students on Wednesdays, but again, the student and the teacher would have to make that arrangement.
Okay. What does it mean if a 1 through 6 period class is labeled asynchronous? For example, I think PE is one of those.
Oh, so yes, you are right. I have one PE class that is synchronous, which is my 3rd period PE, and I have another PE class that is asynchronous. So I may have to go back. Let me make myself a note. I may have to go back into the schedule and change that class that says asynchronous into a period 9. So thank you. I will make that adjustment.
Thank you. If a student is ill and cannot attend a synchronous class, how is that notified to the school?
So it's the student's responsibility to email the teacher directly and then make other arrangements. So the student has to communicate with the teacher, because of course it's not only attendance, it's also work completion. So if a student doesn't attend but completes their work and communicates with the teacher, we may be able to give credit. But again, students have to communicate with the teacher beforehand about not being able to attend the synchronous. And this should be this should be just in case of, emergency, or student isn't feeling well, or something like that. But for the most part, we expect students to be in their synchronous classes, especially since we only have about 4.
Okay. Starting tomorrow, how will we start classes?
So starting tomorrow with your synchronous classes, actually with everything, starting tomorrow, you need to log into Canvas. You need to log into your Canvas to get the work for your classes that are asynchronous, and to get the Zoom link for your classes that are synchronous. So for example, if tomorrow on your schedule you have math or English, remember those classes are synchronous. You will get the Zoom link from your teacher in Canvas. So your teacher will already have their classes set up in Canvas, and the Zoom link will be available for you to log in. So similar to how it was last year where you checked in with your teachers, the Zoom link will be on the left-hand side, or it may just be front and center when you go into your class. And we also will be available. We'll be available tomorrow. In fact, we may create a Zoom room where you can pop in and we can help you as well. So we want to make it as smooth of a transition as possible. So we may send out a Zoom link for any students who are struggling to get in or figure out their schedule, and we will be available tomorrow morning.
Okay. Can English be taken asynchronously?
Right now, all of the English, because we do have a full-time English teacher, needs to be taken synchronously. The only classes that I have asynchronous are classes that I could not get a teacher to teach synchronously.
Okay, let's see. More questions. Will your grades transfer if you go back to in-person school?
So at the semester, absolutely. Mid-semester, it's going to be difficult. So that's why we would need to have a conversation. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's just not going to be a smooth transition. So wanting to transition 3 weeks later is going to be difficult because, of course, as you know, we aren't matching the exact electives. So you would be behind 3 to 4 weeks on a class that you haven't attended. So of course, we will do whatever we can to transfer students back, but it certainly isn't recommended. At the semester, students will absolutely have their grades set, and the transition would be much smoother.
All right, here's a question. Are assignments turned in through Odysseyware or Canvas? If they are turned in through Odysseyware, are they automatically graded or manually?
So Odysseyware, there is a teacher assigned through Odysseyware. So there is a teacher that is grading the work through Odysseyware. So it's not automatically. There is a teacher assigned that will grade that work. For Canvas, of course, there's a CUHSD teacher that will also grade the work through Canvas.
Okay. And Ms. Tovar, is it okay if we just review again the classes through Canvas because students are still unable to see the VLA classes?
Yes, and of course, you should be able to see them tomorrow, but let me go back. I'm going to obviously show you from my login. Let me see if I could return. So this is the icon for Canvas. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And it's obviously going to be Canvas, my Canvas, but it will be similar. And of course, Canvas is a single sign-on. It will be the same for you as long as you're enrolled in your Gmail. So for students, right here is where you're going to see, this is the dashboard. So you're going to see your classes here. Now, I am hearing that students are still seeing their Canvas courses from their home school. And that may be, I may need to put in an order for those, or we may have to manually remove those courses from your Canvas. And that's because there has been a lot of in and out. As I said, last week I had 70 students. I'm now up to 143. I even had families registering yesterday, last night. So the Canvas needs a day to update. So what happens is once students have their courses in Aries, it takes overnight for Canvas to pick up those courses. So, but this is where students would see their courses. They would see their courses here, and the teachers have been asked to label their Canvas courses as Virtual Learning Academy, and then the name of the class, or VLA US History, VLA Government Econ, VLA, Chemistry, whatever the class may be. But this is where students are going to see their courses. And again, we will be available tomorrow, and I'm thinking that we will just set up a Zoom link where and it'll be open. It won't be a webinar like this. It will just be a Zoom link where families can come in, we can troubleshoot, and then get them where they need to be. Okay.
Thank you. Where do we go after this orientation? Do we have any classes to report to?
No, that's an excellent question. No, after this orientation, you are free to get ready for tomorrow. The only thing is make sure that you have your schedule. And of course, like I said, we will help you tomorrow. So after this was your mandatory meeting. After this, you do not have to report to any classes. Ms. Reyes and I are working as fast as we can to get students registered in their Odysseyware classes. And of course, we have to register students one at a time. So parents, students, please be patient with us. We are working as fast as we can to get these courses registered. But no, students do not have any other obligations today. I just ask that students, you clean up your email. So that is your task for today. Clean up your email. Make sure that you respond to any teachers that are emailing you about setting up those weekly meetings, because of course our comprehensive high schools who returned back to in-person, all of the teachers are working today, and they know that they need to meet with our students on a weekly basis. So nothing further, but clean up your email, figure out what sort of organizational system you're going to put in. And I do want to mention, if students decide after seeing this webinar that this program is not for them, I just need an email, and you can transition back to your home school at this point. So past Friday, the schools won't be very happy with me, but just let me know. Just let me know if after maybe having a conversation with your family, you decide maybe this isn't the program for you. Please just send me an email. And as I said, we're responding to our emails as quickly as possible. But if that is all we have in terms of Q&A, I want to go ahead and close out this session. Students, I want to thank you for your patience. I know it was a lot of information to digest, and I appreciate you hanging in there. So again, best way to contact myself and Ms. Reyes is through email. I will send out this presentation to you as soon as I can download it. I will send it to students' email address. And please look out for an email from me with a Zoom link for tomorrow. We will probably, I will let you know. I can be ready to help anybody by 7:45 tomorrow morning. Okay. So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and close out the webinar. And again, I will give you a copy of this webinar as well as a copy of the presentation. So thank you for being here. We look forward to everybody participating in this program. And of course, if you need help, reach out to us today and tomorrow. Thank you, Ms. Cunningham. I see you back on here. We're saying goodbye to everybody. And we look forward to working with all of our students in the Virtual Learning Academy program. So thank you so much, students. And the only thing I stress is get organized and find a system that will work for you. Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
So long.